former Israeli Deputy Foreign Minister, and he joins us now live from Tel Aviv. Great to have you on the program. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
First of all, why, Danny, is this trip so necessary in person in the middle of a pandemic? Is it optics for President Trump's base, or the fact that the new Israeli parliament is being sworn in tomorrow? Why?
Yes, well, the timing, you're right, is quite intriguing. But I must emphasize that although all the media is focusing on the annexation plan, I think on the top of the agenda will be Iran. Iran is really of a great concern to the United States, to Israel, I think to all the Sunni countries in the region. And as we near October, where the sanctions on Iran will be just pulled off, this is a time to coordinate how to keep these sanctions on. So this will be the main thing. The Palestinians, although it's a very complex issue, but with all due respect, this would be secondary. And I believe that there are a few considerations. First of all, there is a certain effort to put a pressure on the Palestinians who have not really responded to the Trump's plan, and they have refused to come to the negotiation table.
But,
secondly,
okay. Danny, Ayalon, with all due respect, sorry to interrupt, but they weren't even involved in the plan. They weren't consulted with the Middle East plan. So to come to the table if you're not consulted is tricky, is it not?
Well, it's a matter of, you know, the hen and the egg. They were asked by Trump over the last 3.5 years to come to Washington, but he was rebuffed. And actually, Mr. Abu Mazen pretty much was quite insulting to him in many, many ways. But if you hear, really, if you listen carefully to the messages from Washington, they are quite conflicting. On the one hand, they say it's all ready and Israel has the green light. On the other hand, they say, well, it should be done only as a full package and not unilaterally. That means with the participation of the Palestinians. And then Secretary Pompeo says it is not a Washington decision, it's a Jerusalem decision. So it's quite vague, I must say.
Okay.
This is why I look at it more of a pressure on the Palestinians than really an actual plan to move ahead.
So there is a new Israeli government, finally. What is Benny Gantz's opinion? Does he share the same opinion as Benjamin Netanyahu with respect to the possible annexation of more parts of the West Bank?
Yes, well, he shares I would say, the core plan, the core details of the plan. You know, he was also invited to Washington, D.C., to the White House for a meeting with Trump before the government was formed, and Trump presented to him the plan, to which he responded very positively. However, there is a major difference between Gantz and Netanyahu, whereby Gantz insists that if this plan is to go ahead and march ahead, it has to be with international consent and approval, which right now we are far from it.
And that is a very big point, because there could be a very big international backlash and diplomatic backlash, especially from the Arab world. Danny Ayalon, thank you very much indeed for speaking to us on the NewsHour. Israeli Deputy Foreign Minister, thank you very much for your time.